Welcome to the top of the morning show with your girl TT from the D. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope that you had a wonderful 3-day, as they would say, break. Okay, celebrating Easter Sunday yesterday. For me, it was a very long weekend, but a beautiful weekend. I wrapped up as of Saturday night Peerless Times, which is an amazing ministry put into production form that was held at the beautiful, fabulous Fisher Theater in downtown Detroit. I served as one of the stage managers for this Broadway production, and it was simply amazing. Shout out to TJ Hemphill, Shirley Smith, Pamela English, Joe Smith. Director TJ Hemphill, amazing. I've had the pleasure of working with him and learning from him since 1999. I served a few years off and on as one of the chorus people, and then as life would have it, you see something great in someone, you pull it out of them, and that's what he did. And then I learned how to stage manage from him and just continue on with that, developing that craft. And I'm so happy to say that I had the opportunity for this run to be a part of this history, to serve again as the stage manager. Amazing. Shout out to Mike Lynch, stage manager extraordinaire. Just amazing. It was a phenomenal cast and crew. All the musicians, amazing. So many cast members to name, and just too many to really name, but every one of them was simply amazing. They did a phenomenal job, and I'm speechless. I'm full in my spirit because we got the message out. What can I say? There is a ministry that was put in a relatively more common form that we would be able to relate to, but get the story about Jesus, what he did for us. And it was phenomenal. You know, if you were one of those lucky ladies and gentlemen, boys or girls that came out to see Peerless Times at the Fisher this past Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, then you understand. Yes, there were a few technical issues with mics, but the story was undeniable. The story was still well received. And as fine wine, we get better with time. And so it was I'm just like, wow. And it was crazy for today to wake up this morning on this Monday to say, wow, there's no rehearsal today. There's no rehearsal this week. We're done with that run for that particular production, for that particular date. What will happen in the fall, we don't know. You never know what tomorrow may bring. We could talk and speculate, but you never know what tomorrow may bring. But what I can tell you about tomorrow, Tap In Tuesday, is that I'm going to have a phenomenal guest. And when I tell you this guest is phenomenal, she's simply amazing. And that might just be saying like an understatement. And I say that because I've been so blessed to stay in contact with her. She actually blessed my show when I was just on Anchor.fm and Spotify. And she's so humble, just very, very humble, down to earth. And as shout out to Rocky Harris, as she would say, I took my shot and I reached out to this queen. And you know how they say you only need that one yes. Well, yeah, I got that one yes from the beautiful, talented, creative Mrs. Ashunta Sharif Kendricks. She's beaten the face of many amazing artists and stars for the past 20 years. Y'all, we all know the one and only Taraji Henson, right? Cookie Lions, baby, for Empire. She's also beat the faces of amazing people like Alicia Keys before she went natural, right? And then also Tracy Ellis Ross, right? Zendaya. right? And much more. Just the list goes on and on. But I reached out to her the year before last, and I'd been a fan of her work and just seeing her and always wondering about who she was and things of that nature. And I took my chance, and I'm grateful. She said yes back then, and she came on my show. And I remember we were still kind of new to COVID, and she was taking care of her husband. He wasn't feeling the best, but she still gave me time. And he was kind, letting me borrow her, while he was over there getting himself together. But he allowed me to take his wife for a little while and interview her. And we stayed in touch, via social media, but just humble. And she spoke some words into my life, and it really moved me in such a way where I felt like I have to stay in touch with her, not to be a thorn in her side, but someone who I admire and look up to, because I look at her humility, her humbleness, her just ability to inspire, encourage, and motivate, yet stay so close to reach. And when I say close to reach, it's like this woman who people would think something different, because sometimes you know how I get when people reach a certain plateau, they tend to change and things of that nature, but not this queen. And I don't know her prior to being Ashunta, the famous Ashunta Sharif Kendricks, but just what I've learned through her interview and just watching her, just amazing. Where she comes from, where her fire is ignited from, and just the beauty of who she is inside and out. So I'll be lucky, ladies and gentlemen, to have her on the show tomorrow for my Tap In Tuesday. And I am so freaking stoked. When I tell you I am so stoked, it's just amazing, to know that you can actually have somebody that you could say done some amazing work, and work not only with the amazing people, like I said, but also worked on films, right? She's worked on The Best Man, the final chapter, right? That was amazing, right? She worked on Mike, okay? She was the key makeup artist then. She worked on The Lost City, The Last OGs, Boxing Day, right? She worked on Empire. Y'all already know. She did 92 episodes on Empire. Salute to that queen. She worked on Coffee and Cream, right? She worked on What Men Want, okay? Acrimony, Proud Mary. Y'all already know. Hidden Figures, Project Runway. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. But to know that you will be able to log on and hear this queen tomorrow. Not only will you be able to log on and hear this queen tomorrow, you'll be able to ask questions. So tomorrow you'll have to get into your Facebook account and go to, or you could go to www.streamyard.com/Facebook. That's how you get into it, so you can share your questions, the comments. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still tired. I got weeks of rest I need to catch up on. But life goes on. I'm just stoked about tomorrow. I'm stoked about this week. And let me tell you something else I'm super excited about. So, moving on to another note. I need to know. Now, I need y'all to think about this. This could pertain to you. This could pertain to someone you know. I would like to know, and this is rhetorical, of course, but are you a nonprofit owner? Yes, are you a nonprofit owner? That's the question. Why is that a question? Why do you want to know? Why? Because I'm working with Diverse News Association to help spread the word for Michigan Nonprofit Association, MNA. They have the Nonprofit Relief Fund. Okay, and they are accepting applications. Okay, there's a grant from $35 million now open. How can you access that money if you're a nonprofit? I'm glad you asked. Go to www.minonprofitRelief.org. Now that would be www.michigannonprofitrelief.org. Not spelled out Michigan, but it would actually be the initials. So that would be www.minonprofitrelief.org and fill out the application. Okay. Now, if you filled out the intent to apply form, please log back in and complete the application. Okay. If you didn't do that already, they are accepting applications, and that will end on May 5th. You don't want to miss out on that opportunity to be a part of the nonprofit group of people who will be able to have monies that's been allocated to nonprofit organizations. Next week, we're going to do the nonprofit takeover. So I will have several different nonprofits featured next week. Hopefully, I'll be able to have a panel discussion. I'm hoping I'll be able to have the owner of Diverse News come on and talk more about it. We'll see. But if not, I'm definitely trying to have a panel discussion from nonprofit organizers. And we're going to talk about it, especially here in Michigan. And I'm only speaking to the Michiganders. I hate to say that, but this is something that's for our state, the state of Michigan. We have this kind of money. It's been allocated to nonprofit associations, and we need people to get those monies. So next week, such o'clocks for the top of the morning show, we will have either a guest from a nonprofit, or I will be talking about in great detail that particular nonprofit represented here in the state of Michigan. There are so many amazing nonprofits here, and a lot of times we need funding for these organizations and they don't have it. So now that we have the opportunity, we don't want to miss that opportunity. So again, if you're a nonprofit owner, if you know someone who's a nonprofit organization owner, you definitely want to spread the word. Tell them to go and log on and fill out the application. Okay. I'll be doing more promo through the week as we move through the week. This week, we'll be talking about a lot of different things, but I just want to tip my hat to the cast and crew. As I said earlier at the top of the show from Peerless Times, it was an amazing run. I'm hoping to maybe have a few of them on to talk to them about what it was like. We'll see how that goes because we still have a lot to do. But it was just phenomenal. I hope that, you have the opportunity with Good Friday, not to just look at it as another day off, but look at it as the opportunity to say, let me get a little bit more intel on why we have Good Friday, and then why do we have Easter Sunday? It's bigger than getting dressed up in your pastel colors, big hats, going to church, or having Easter bunnies and Easter eggs and all that, and candy and eating food. Because really, in reality, what does the Easter bunny, which is man-made, have to do with Jesus and the resurrection? Nothing. I don't know why we have the Easter bunny and why they call it Easter. I don't really know the history with that. But I do know that it's a resurrection, because on the third day, he rose, right? They laid him in that tomb on that Friday. And they thought it was all said and done on that Saturday. Oh, but baby, on that Sunday, he rose for you and I. And I said to somebody, one of the cast members, we were talking, just having general conversation. And I said, it's crazy that we know the story, but yet all these thousands of years later, we still don't get it right. For those that believe. If you're not a believer, that's fine. God still loves you. No way around it. Just because you don't know him or you may not believe in him doesn't mean that he doesn't know you and he doesn't love you, because he does. He really does. And what he sacrificed for us to take it and do what we do in this world is really like crazy. And none of us are perfect. Don't get it twisted. None of us are perfect, not even myself. As they say, he saved a wretch like you and me. I am not any greater than you. I am not any better than you. I might do something a little different than you. But we're all from the same dirt, aren't we? We all sin. There is no greater sin than a sin. My sin ain't bigger than your sin's not bigger than my sin, and the list goes on. And you learn something like mathematics. I learned this math problem, and I was arguing my point, but I was incorrect. I remember in math class, our teacher said, what weighs more, 1,000-pound car or 1,000 pounds of cotton balls? And I'm raising my hand. I just knew, like, duh, that's crazy. I know the answer. So the teacher called on me and she said, okay, what do you think? I said, duh, a car. She said, no, you're wrong. I was like, cotton balls are not even heavy. She said, nope, no, they're not. But 1,000 pounds is 1,000 pounds, no matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's metal, stone, copper, plastic. You get it. It doesn't matter. Whatever the material is, 1,000 pounds is 1,000 pounds. Period. If I was to say, what you think weigh more, 1,000-pound man or 1,000-pound woman? And then, we might start getting all fancy. Well, do they also have mass muscle? Like they could have, okay, no, ma'am, sir, boy, girl. We said, what's heavier, 1,000-pound man or 1,000-pound girl? And the correct answer would be they weigh the same. They're the same. They are equal. They are exactly the same. No matter how you slice it and dice it, they are exactly the same. So with that knowledge, with that wisdom being said, it's kind of like, oh, okay. So when you think about what he did for us on that cross, it's kind of like, whoa, So I just still want to say that it is amazing to be a part of such a phenomenal production. It was a great run. I'm very grateful for the time that I had to work with the cast and crew, the director, the producers, the musicians, everyone that was involved. It was a great run. That's the least I can say on this beautiful Monday morning. I hope whatever it is that you didn't get done yesterday, that you feel like, oh, I need to finish what I didn't finish yesterday. Okay, cool beans. We'll get to getting. I hope you get to getting. I hope that you will tune in tomorrow, like I said, for my Tap In Tuesday show, because I'm going to have a phenomenal guest on there. And she's just, all I can say is she's super dope. That's all I can say. That's the least I can say. I'm super excited today about tomorrow. And I hope that you will join us tomorrow as well as every day after for Tap In Tuesdays, every Tuesday. But I hope that each morning when you rise up that you'll be able to find the time to put your ear pods in and listen to the morning show as you get ready for work, school, or getting your child or children ready. We will be here. You never know who's going to stop by or what we're going to be talking about, but I will try to always make you abreast so you can prepare yourself for the week or at least prepare yourself for the day coming forth. And with that being said, I hope that you have had your morning coffee or your morning tea, your cold glass of water or room temperature, because some folks don't like cold water. They prefer room temperature. Or somewhere in the world, as I said, you're drinking a mimosa. If I didn't have to go to work, I would be doing that too. So it would have been nice, but on today, we're not doing that. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and I will see you soon. Toodles noodles.